Founder Jam, we are back. We are here. It's Founder Jam. What are we at, 34 or 24? Did I count that wrong? That's all good,
we
man.
were at 53.
We are here. We are here for special announcements today. It's going to be a special show. We got some things coming down the pipe we wanted to talk about. So it's going to be a little bit of a unique conversation. Joe, I know you have some questions, Joe. You're going to have to pretty much just dictate them, and we'll go from there. So what's up, man? How are you doing?
Oh, it's great to be back, man.
How's the sound?
This is perfect because this
Looking good. We're kicking it off. I'm testing something new.
The reason it's funny is not because it's occurring. It's because we actually just walked through this and everything sounded fine. 30 seconds ago, everything was perfect. And all of a sudden, and literally 30 seconds, because StreamYard gives you a 30-second countdown. And so in the 30-second countdown, all hell broke loose with the audio. But this plays into this plays into our topics for today. But oh my goodness, that was hilarious that just happened like that. Oh my goodness. That was funny. But no, it's good, man. It's I'm happy to drive today as we're testing out some new gear. There's going to be so I guess tee it up. This today's session, right, as you and I were talking about, is about Founder Jam, and as if we're the owners of this business and doing a pulse check. We've been at this. What did you say? 24 weeks? Has it been 24 weeks? I think. Well, he's muted, so that's fine. That's okay. You have to unmute. We should file this under the comedy podcast category because it would crush it. We would get some serious clicks. Something's muted for Bobby, so I'll keep going. We have been at this about 24, 25 weeks. And it's been a blast. It's been really cool. And so, as owner of this, let's call it a business, we are doing kind of a pulse check on what is Founder Jam, how has it been going, where do we want to go in the future, and we thought we would share that conversation with you all. And it's going to be similar to one we've had over the last 48 hours or so, as we've had this exact same discussion internally. So. We're going to be as open and transparent as we can. Bob had a great point about this concept of building in public, which I thought was very cool. And we're always very transparent with the audience. And really, a lot of the feedback is what's dictating the direction, that we're taking this. So we'll do our same format with kind of the questions and answers. This week it'll be just Bobby and I will do some discussion points. We have 3 items lined up for us. And with that being said, we'll get started, and we'll keep it somewhat brief this week, maybe about 15 minutes. And actually, hopefully through this discussion, hopefully you all still learn something. So learn about kind of how we're thinking about things. Maybe you learn how not to do some things as well. That's always, that could be equally as important. For instance, if you have 4 microphones, on Wednesday, the train leaves the station at 4:37 p.m. Which microphone is muted, and how do we get Bobby back on the audio? I can also laugh because I have been.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now.
All right, so we're gonna have to do something like this.
No. That's fine.
No.
That's okay. We can do that.
We're testing out the software. There's no one watching. Who cares?
This is true, guys. This is true. So we're gonna edit the crap out of this one. Oh boy. No, this will be good. Let me know when you're ready, man. We could kick it off here. We'll start up with the Q&A. I can hear you pretty good now, I think. Nope, off. I lied. Gone. This is not as easy as everyone thinks. You know, some of our friends have said, "Why don't you just do this?" Trust me, we're trying. We do have a lot of updates coming on technology front, and not just
you
in a
can
joke.
probably hear me now.
There we go. Gotcha.
All right, that's good enough. We're gonna stick.
Gotcha.
We're gonna stick with this method for the time being.
For now.
And we'll go from there. So yes, exciting things to talk about here at Founder Jam. It's really important that we get this message out there because we want to grow something with Founder Jam, and the following that we've developed so far has been great, but I think we need some additional direction, and you're going to help us do that. So, Joe, maybe we can start off with your first thing you want to discuss, and we'll kind of take that as the first question.
Let's tell people. Let's talk a little bit about what we've been doing on Founder Jam for some people joining. Not necessarily what is it, but like what have we been up to, right? So what has Founder Jam been for 24 weeks? Some stats, right? I mean, we've done 24 episodes. That's 24 hours of content. We've had some great speakers. So like maybe we start on the content. Do you have a particular show that was one of your more favorite episodes?
Well, my all-time favorite Founder Jam was with Mark Lassini.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. I mean, we talked. Okay. Yeah. We had a great time. I was super pumped up and motivated after that episode. It was like, wow. Yeah, I mean, you can't walk away from that and not be fired up to go be a high achiever, right? I mean, that was cool.
Yeah, his knowledge was impressive. The volume, the caliber. I think also, you know, you and I know him now. It's come from a genuine place too, which was exciting. Unlike you know, maybe some motivational speakers are a little more like rah and kind of off the script, whereas Mark, I think, really comes from a genuine place. Really listens to his clients, you know, as he works with them. So that was good. I have to be honest. I love that one. I think that was a good one. I also love the E-Money show because having followed him for a couple months and having met him, you know, in person when he was in Florida, now he's in Minnesota. That was a good high energy show. You know, that was a really good uplifting one. But to be honest, and Mark and E-Money are probably I'm gonna catch grief on this one, but I like the show where we talked about all the resources available for people, and we did the top 10 YouTube accounts, top 5 YouTube accounts.
Oh
for entrepreneurs.
That was a great one.
Yeah, I dug that one. I had no idea, to be honest, that there were that many legitimate resources out there for people, and it was exciting. I actually felt more comfortable after that, knowing that there's so much out there that can help.
I think when you start off as an entrepreneur in a business, you're just running around trying to get things done as they come up. And then when you can come up for air, which could be years, to be honest with you, but when things slow down a little bit, a couple months in, which is kind of at that point now for me now, at least we're in a little bit of a groove at Initiate Impact, I find that you start becoming more aware of all the things and possibilities that are out there, because there's a lot of other business owners out there. And that's why Founder Jam is going to be successful, because there's millions of business owners. I know we did that on Rapid Fire one week. We talked about how many small businesses there are in the world, right?
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. And it just, I mean, it's been exciting to discover so much. And I think it's something like you always hear it, right? Like you're told, oh, there's these resources. And admittedly, and I think I've shared this especially when it came to like financing a business and accounting, you know, I tried to look online and failed miserably at that. And I think that's an area where there's I think if there's financial pros out there in that space, they should build a freaking YouTube page and crush it, to be honest. But then witnessing it firsthand, all of these resources, it was very impactful for me. You know, and I think also for younger entrepreneurs, I sit back and say, wow, I wish I had all these resources when I was 25. it would have been very different with some businesses I was involved with back then.
Life would look way different.
It would look different,
All right. So, what is it that we're going to do at Founder Jam? What is our goal? Why are we here today?
Yeah, look, I think my quick answer is we started this by saying it's all about helping other people, right? And we said we want to help other people. In turn, that will help us. We'll learn. We can promote our businesses and our vibe, but it really very much so came from, can we create a really cool community and environment for people going through the exact same thing we're doing?
Absolutely. And there's so many of them out there. So what we're committed to doing is being a helpful resource to other entrepreneurs so we can learn every week, week in, week out basis. We're going to have the shows posted and recorded so that you can go back and watch them, and it can be on demand. You can jump on live. And in addition to that, we're also going to have, there's two main things that we talked about. One is providing that value. And then the other thing is something that we want to return and see again, and not just related to the specific lesson that you might learn. We want to have a show, something that people want to watch. So we need to know what people want to see. It's going to be really important. Wouldn't you say that?
Yeah, I mean, and this has been dictated by people, right? I mean, we kept this going initially. I mean, I think when people watch us, when they talk to us, it's been a bit of a, call it a side project or an experiment. Maybe an experiment's a more appropriate word, because we've tried a bunch of different formats and guests and things. Yeah, I think we're motivated by people, like the feedback to keep going. They've given us great ideas on how to script the broadcast a little bit better, what people want to hear about, and everyone we talk to about this gets really excited about it. So we are a byproduct of the community that we're trying to help. I think that's a very good point, but you're muted. I don't know what just happened. It just went to mute.
That was my fault.
Back.
I turned my mic off.
Nope. Yep. No, you're back. Sounds better now.
I'm going to make a quick adjustment here. So you go on to the next question, and I will come back in one piece better than ever.
Got it. Okay. So for everybody tuning in, right, what have we done, right? 24 episodes. We've had 5 or 6 guests, 8 like really strong, talented guest lineup. We hear you. You guys want us to tap into our networks more, reach out to some more people, which is fantastic. So we're going to do that. We have over 24 hours of content. We have shared tons of links, tons of resources for everyone. That's what we have done. The reason we're doing this is to help others and be a resource for entrepreneurs, share what we've learned. We're also learning at the same time. And then moving forward into the final kind of discussion point is, what's the future of Founder Jam, right? That's been a topic the last 2 or 3 weeks Bobby and I have been discussing. What is the future of Founder Jam? We have ideas, he and I. We've solicited a bunch of ideas from everyone out there. And the feedback's been nothing short of tremendous. It has been very exciting to hear from so many people what they like, what they don't like. And as I mentioned, it's sometimes it's as important knowing what people don't want in addition to what they actually do want. So yeah, when Bobby's back, we'll kind of talk a little bit more about what does that future look like? What do we have planned? I can hear him. I think he's there. Knocking on the door. This is what it sounds like behind the scenes, guys. That's what it sounds like. 3, 2, 1. Is it back? No. We'll keep going. The future of Founder Jam. In short, we want to make it bigger. There he is. There he is.
I am alive.
Bobby's back. I was just getting to the payoff of, I was waiting for you, but I ran out of filler. So the future of Founder Jam. I said, we've talked about it for 2 weeks. to one extent or another, we've really dove in the last 48 hours. We've had some great sessions, and we've learned from everybody what they want, and maybe more importantly, what they don't want moving forward. And so that brings us to, what is Founder Jam in the future?
So what is it?
I was waiting for you, man. So Founder Jam 2.0. Maybe we run with that. Founder Jam 2.0. Here's what it is. It's going to be better, right? We are leveling up. The world of gaming, it's how do you get to the next level, right? They say level up. Well, that's what we're going to do. So we are going to launch Founder Jam as its own brand. It's going to become its own entity. And Bobby and I and our teams and our colleagues and our partners are going to help support that cause, which is helping other entrepreneurs around the world. And what the heck does that mean? We'll be launching all new social media profiles, all new digital footprint, new website. It will be going up. The look and feel of all of this is going to change, which you got some tremendous feedback there. But essentially, everything you see on the screen now is going to change to some degree. The branding, the colors, our backgrounds, our audio, tech, and gear. We have a very clear plan of what we're going to do, and it's already in action. We already met with our creative team today. Bobby and I are finalizing the marketing plan of all of this. We'll be also, we heard from a lot of people, make it a podcast, right? We know that was one of the biggest recommendations, especially as people are commuting back to work. So podcast, you got it. No problem. We're going to do that. And we're going to roll out some other extensions to this. Bobby and I are going to make some amazing content. We're going to create original content. We're going to share content from the top sources around the world. And we're going to create a community, and it's going to be fantastic. And I think we're going to build something we're really proud of. We're really proud of Founder Jam now, but we're going to take a side project and we're going to make it real.
Yeah, I think it's a great way to put it. We're going to take a side project. We're going to make it real, solicited feedback, open and honest, in public building, and we're going to take it, but we're going to commit some more time to it and some more resources. And I think that's the most important thing that you can do as a business owner. If you can commit to something, we talked about this too. We got to put it in the calendar. It's got to be scheduled, and we're going to make it good by our effort. It's not going to just happen. The time and effort has to be put in, and that's essential.
Yeah, and it's essentially the reason why we wanted to have this conversation today on camera is because we are going to manifest everything we've been talking about. So Bobby and I have been doing that and learning from all of our guests and research for our own businesses and our own personal development. And I think, to being honest, we haven't applied all of that to Founder Jam. We have a great concept. The execution has been good. We know we can do better. We know we can, and it's maybe different is the word, not necessarily better, but I think this time different will be better. And it's exciting. So we're going to manifest everything that we've been talking about and our guests have been talking about. Now we're going to apply it to Founder Jam.
Awesome. The best thing that you can do when you start a business is just care. And that's what we do. We care about getting better, and we're going to push forward. We're going to create this modern, cool looking show that people are going to want to be involved with. But we're going to be honest with ourselves. We're going to solicit feedback, and we're going to make it great because we hear from everyone. It's not just, this is our brainchild, but it's not solely our creation.
That's right. Yes, this is going to be a great case study and a great lesson in that community engagement, being customer first. At the end of the day, it's no good if we produce content that nobody wants. Meaning it's not informational, right? It's not educational. It's not entertaining. If we can't succeed there, then Founder Jam goes away, and it's been a lot of fun, and we learned a ton. We met some great people, but we are convinced that there is a next step to this. If you're our kind of techie startup founders, I'm not sure we'd even consider this an MVP, but maybe it's been an MVP, right? We've tested the market for a long time as Bobby and I have prioritized our other businesses, and now we're going to prioritize this business. And we think we have something special, and a lot of that's due to everyone's feedback that we've been receiving. That's convinced us of it.
Absolutely, man. So what are the goals? What are the things we're doing? Let's get them out there. Let's spit them out so people hear it. What are we going to do? Like, what's the next step?
Yeah, next step, right? So is obviously what I mentioned first, the digital footprint. So the websites be in production, all of our social handles, all of the graphic design work, all of that's kicked off. We're getting started on that. So you guys will have a place to come and leave feedback more easily than it is today. You know, we
Yeah,
know that. We've known that the whole time. I mean, and that's a no-brainer. We get it. We're in this space every day. So we have to be more accessible, but also give people places where they can access us, right?
for sure.
So digital footprint, ways to engage with us, that's first. The production of the show. Bobby and I are both in communications. You know, we're comms pros. So that's why we take this with a grain of salt. But you know, we're gonna level up the production, whether it's lighting, the look and feel, the colors, the aesthetics, the social card that we use to promote, our
Hmm.
backgrounds, our cameras and audio devices. Everything is being taken to the next level. As far as goals, I mean, I think, Bobby, most everything we've just mentioned, from the look and feel, the sites, the social profiles, the production value, I'd say what, max 2 weeks on that overall,
Two
probably.
weeks. Yeah.
I think 2 weeks is probably fair. Um, and some, you know, obviously some things will be done much faster than others. So there's 2 weeks on that, and then original content. Bobby has his book, his business. You know, I do a lot behind the scenes with my business and managing that in different time zones and things. So we've been very consumed with that, but we are working. We have some great ideas on original content because we, right, Bobby? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. We hear from everyone. They when they talk to us, they say, "Wow, you should share your experiences."
Absolutely. That's
that's
the
what
story. What,
that's what they
what are
say to
you
us
going
every
through?
time. Yeah, yeah,
Absolutely. And it's more valuable what we're going through right now, real time, than it is what we did 15 years ago, right? I mean, sure, we probably learned some lessons that we could stand on a stage and put up a couple slides and teach a couple lessons. What we want to do is take people through a journey that's kind of somewhat new to us too, but use our past experiences to kind of fuel that current lesson to help people understand that. And we're going to learn as we go too. That's part of building in public. So that's what we're going to do. It's not going to be us. It's not going to be a master course on us teaching you how to buy $250 million worth of social media ads, which, by the way, he has done. It's not. That's not the purpose here. He's got that experience, and call him up if you want to learn about that. This is going to be more about building a business from scratch, really, and walking through that process one at a time, not one at a time, but walking through that process in public with each other. And we want to hear from you all out there too on what's going on in your journey, because I know there's another million of you out there who started your own business recently.
no, you couldn't have said it better. And the motivation for us is every time, you know, we've taken our content and shared it on our own personal LinkedIn profiles, and we get 2,000 views or more, and we get a handful of comments. And I don't know about you, I get 10 text messages and 10 emails. That's amazing. Way to go, man. Didn't know you were doing that. Holy cow. What's the YouTube link? I'll get a text. Great show. I watched while my husband was driving. We're driving across California. This is great. Thank you. And so it's been powerful, man. I have to say that it's not easy. Like, doing this isn't easy. And certainly what we are signing up to do is not easy. But it has been inspirational to just get that feedback from people. And I mean, thankfully, it's positive. It's not all positive. We're not sugar, you know, rainbows and unicorns over here. We get it. There's been some harsh feedback, some real feedback, but it's been so positive for me in my growth and my personal development to go through this process. Even though I just went through it with Jono Marketing, you know, even though we just did a rebrand like a year ago, right, and figured out where we fit. This has been very beneficial to me. I know it has been for you. If you want to share about that with the community.
Yeah, super beneficial. Same thing. Just learning as we go, trying to figure things out. It's you would think that maybe months ago when we started our business, we would have said, "Oh, it's probably not a good idea to start a live entrepreneurs broadcast at the same time." But it turns out it's actually been really, really helpful. It's been super valuable to have these conversations every week with you, and and people like E Money and Mark, who have been really helpful in going through their own business ideas and production issues of their own. It's just good to be talking about these things, because otherwise I could be bogged down in the weeds of financial management. But
right.
You got to expand your horizons a little bit. It's like when you're a young athlete. When you're a young athlete, I always encourage you to participate in multiple sports. I don't care if baseball is your favorite sport and you want to take 7,000 swings a day, or if you got to make 500 makes before you leave the court as your basketball player because that's your favorite sport. The body movement, the flexibility, the pliability, the stresses of different areas of the body, and exercise is vitally important to not only your physiological health when you get older, but also to your performance in other sports, because you're just working the body in different ways. So it's the same concept in business. You want to work your brain in different areas of productivity in business so that you're super sharp when you're working on your own business. And that's why flexibility is super important. We want to be able to understand all the things we talk about on Founder Jam, even though we talked about bookkeeping recently. I don't want to be bookkeeping for 40 hours a week, but I should know about it, and I should be able to flex my brain in that direction if need be.
Wow. I mean, if that's not a reason to follow Bob DiPasquale on Instagram and LinkedIn, I don't know what is. I mean, I like to talk, and I'm always speechless when he finishes with what he's saying.
Easy there,
I just
bro.
Let him go, man. I just let him go, and it's just
easy there, bro. We're all learning together. Expose yourself to as many concepts and new things as possible. So that's what we're going to do on Founder Jam. Appreciate everyone tuning in again this week. We're upgrading. We're taking the rocket ship, man. We're the next passengers to the moon. So let's do it.
Yes, sir. It's this was a great session. I'm looking forward to it. We're off to a fast start this week already, and I'm glad to be on the ship with you, man. This has been a lot of fun.
Awesome. All right, man. Catch you next week with some new stuff, and in 2 weeks we'll have even more visuals. So let's do it.
Let's do it. Thanks, everyone. See you next week.